Thanks a lot, Tony. Thanks a lot for that generous welcome. And when we think about the future, we must, of course, think about the past and the people who have cared for this kind of land, as Tony said, for at least 60,000 years, a lineage of knowledge and a culture that stretches well before the last ice age. We cannot talk about climate or culture without acknowledging this. So before we get started, we also need to thank some of our partners for this event. Major event partner, Creative Australia. Supporting partners, Bloomberg, British Council, the US Consulate, and of course Creative Victoria. So FACT has an interesting heritage. This is in its third year now. It started back in 2023 when we were emerging from the event we don't speak about. The first FACT was part of the wrap-up of the mentoring program we developed here and ran across Australia. The mentoring program was for arts and culture CEOs to share the new kind of literacies and skills needed to thrive with technology. This program was licensed to New Zealand, where I'm kind of from, in 2024, and is likely to go worldwide in 2025. Out of that program, the program was more than just skills, and throughout their sessions, the mentors and mentees raised many common kind of challenges. Some of those challenges boiled down to the difficulties of prioritising experimentation during challenging fiscal times. Key to this is collective practices and collective ways of avoiding the austerity thinking that affects much of how we think about public policy, social policy and culture within the arts and also beyond. And in austerity, innovation and research gets cut first. This was also occurring at a time when we talked a lot about experience, immersion, new aesthetics that were developing, new audiences. Museums, of course, like the one you're in now, are not exempt from these trends. We have contemporary lifestyle museums. I'm not even sure what that means. We have robots as docents replacing important labour within our spaces. And this amazing work that I saw a prototype of, which was VR merged with tarot. And it feels like tarot has replaced moss, which has replaced mushrooms in the world of contemporary art. Cue jokes. Of course, the world has been changing. People have been talking about the experience economy now for about 35 years. Everything is immersive and experiential now, and we'll hear more about that in the program tomorrow. That last sign is from a visit to a maze in Nikko in Japan many years ago. We shouldn't do that, right? Because we can't. Digital and technology is bound up in systems that in 2024 and 2025 we are not only more aware of, we are more concerned about. Technology, especially network media technologies, have gone from being a benign annoyance, a cost kind of centre, to a malign kind of nuisance, a risk centre, with our focus on boards and in leadership around cybersecurity risks, AI panic, and of course, as Tony and I were having a bit of a chat before his welcome, the bin fire of social media. And this is creating and fuels what we talked about in Fact 1. This sort of, because of particular politics and the way politics plays out in our media spaces, and also sometimes because of historical mistrust, it feels like this trust in institutions is accelerating because change is coming too fast and feels too complex. We saw this in 2024. I used this slide in 2024. Institutions, innovation, technology, people are feeling left behind, and now of course, as we've seen, feelings and emotions, as they always have, determine political outcomes. So what is the institutional role? What does it mean for art institutions and creative spaces? Do institutions sit on the outside and simply reflect the zeitgeist? Or do institutions step in and engage in these critical societal debates? Fact is about stepping in, and it's about stepping in to do this urgently. So Fact 3, The first two years, as I said, were about technological changes and culture. In 2023, we had the hangover of blockchain and decentralization, and we talked about whether a trustless culture is actually desirable. In 2024, we looked at AI in new ways, exposed some of the realities of AI within our societies, which of course have grown faster and more grim in the last 9 months or so. This year we go deeper with new discussions, and on Friday some amazing workshops. There are a couple of spots I think left in those workshops to help us better equip us to tackle complexity, which is really at the heart of all of this. At the heart of all of our challenges seems to be a need for our societies to have better ways of dealing with complexity. This year, because of your feedback of Fact 1 and 2, we've spread out the program a little bit more, so you've got more time to chat to each other. And there's a free mixer event tonight with demos of some of the new things the state kind of library are making, as well as us here and many of our friends too. In fact, 2025, I'm excited we have such a collection of amazing speakers. It's so much fun curating the list of folks for this, and thanks to Creative Australia as well, we can confirm there will be a Fact 2026, where some of the speakers who couldn't make it for 2025 will appear in 26, which is great. It does feel like for the last two decades, society and culture have been running on the fumes of the 20th century, and we need to find new ways to collaborate to make the most of what is now possible. Down here in Australia, we actually have always innovated in arts and culture. So the program should flood your synapses with new ideas and spark new ways of thinking. What you will hear in the next few days at Fact will show you we have the ideas and the ways to move forward, and we'll show these are grounded in a material reality, not in the realms of speculative finance and dated kind of utopian dreams. Of course, we cannot do this alone. We can only do this together. That might actually be the hardest thing. We in fact have a workshop on collaborating better on Friday as a result of that. So talk to the people around you, come to the networking events. Questions are done on the Slido. The caffeine is fine. There's water nearby. The next 2 days will be energising and probably a lot of fun. And I'm going to hand over to Professor Dan Hill now. Let's go.